So I'm with Joseph Tustian. I'm Christina. For those who do know me, you'll probably know me for my sort of tech finding story, origin story, but also the fact that within this new space, I'm now trying to support the next generation of finders. And it's wonderful to have Joe in the room. I've got to know him over the past couple of years. And as part of a bit of a campaign, Joe, I'd like you to tell me something that I don't know. So over to you.
Absolutely. So I would perhaps for our first podcast discuss the wall that perhaps people encounter when they wish to start their business. So many people have $1 million idea, but they have so many excuses to give their time that they're just unsure about starting. And for me, that was finding that sort of undeniable proof of concept that I just couldn't ignore was the push I needed to get over that wall. So the specific example was when I was 15, no sort of job at that time, but I needed to raise £5,000 to go to Uganda on this expedition. And it was an amazing experience. I got to climb mountains. I got to work in a zoo. And at one point we were planting trees along like 180-degree vertical cliffs along the River Nile. And so there was no question I really wanted to go. I really wanted to make it work. My back was up against the wall. I had a restricted amount of time to raise this money in. And I just went out and started street busking. And eventually that led to from like invoice to invoice at pub, turning it into an actual business model. But at the start, I went out and I didn't know if it was just because of how young I was, if people took pity on me or something like that. But I made £200 in the first 2 hours of busking. And so I just knew, okay, I've just got to get out there, new cities, new towns, and do as much as possible. And I raised all the money, all a few months before I needed to go. It then gave me the courage to just try new things. So then at 16, during my GCSEs, I published my first book. I was going out then to more venues, to more festivals, where I'd get paid. And eventually it led to what I do now today, starting my ghostwriting agency. I write blog content, website content, and help founders position themselves with their own book as like an authority building asset. And I couldn't have done it all without that start point early on of being able to overcome that first wall of, can I make money? Can I do it? If a restricted time frame, will it work if I'm forced to do it? And the answer is yes, it does work.
Amazing. What a journey. What a journey you've been on. In terms of my own career, I began sort of doing a degree in journalism and then obviously gone full circle, if you like, to supporting others tell their story. For you, do you think this is something that you've always been moving towards, that warmth of storytelling, encouraging others to share their stories and